In this episode, Rennsport Reunion FOMO, ever heard of Mullen, and the new Honda EV. Welcome to episode 275 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. McElrell, what's new?
What's new is at work we've been doing some car shuffling, which means we've been in and out of the dealer a little bit, and I think there's a sign that the tides are turning.
What do you mean?
The local Toyota dealer has had a GR Corolla sitting in the showroom for months.
Ooh.
It started with I think it was 15 grand market value adjustment on it.
A bump up.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And now it's available for MSRP.
Ooh, whoa.
Uh-huh.
They
Apparently
wanna
the
move
sales guy has even said, yeah, we really haven't even had that much interest in it. I even saw an online buddy of mine posted that an Audi dealer is selling some car, I don't know what it was, but for less than MSRP.
Wow. So they're getting beat on them sitting on the lot.
The tides are returning.
Uh-huh.
So how would you like to be one of the guys that bought one of the first GR Corollas for like 20 grand over, and you bought a $37,000 car for 60 grand?
Yikes.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Oh, that
I've heard
hurts.
Tesla also has inventory sitting in their parking lot, whatever they
I was
have.
going to say, in their showroom? Because
No.
there's not many of those, is there?
In their parking lot, I guess. Yeah, and they're trying to move those as well. It does seem like the tide is turning, and car dealers are getting back to where they used to be pre-pandemic, where they had more inventory on the lot that they could turn every month, and that's good for the consumer.
Yeah, so now hopefully you go into a car showroom and you can actually buy one for a price that's not jacked up. But the hard part is if you're going to finance it, your interest rate is going to be through the roof.
That is the bigger problem.
So, yeah, there's that.
But that also does mean that the dealer is paying interest on that car that's sitting on their lot.
True.
Hence the reason why they want to move it.
True.
Very interesting.
I agree. So let's move into another interesting car, shall we?
Sure.
This past weekend, a big event happened in California, which I had massive, huge, enormous, gigantic FOMO, or fear of missing out.
Uh-oh.
The event was called Rennsport Reunion. It was Rennsport Reunion 7, and it is the largest Porsche event, gathering, show, meetup, races, historic museum, smorgasbord of thing.
They kind of do a lot.
It's everything.
Yeah, they
At
do a lot of different
Rennsport,
stuff.
you have Carrera Cup races, legitimate, Carrera Cup cars.
Mm-hmm.
You've got historic racing, so HSR stuff, running vintage Porsches. You've got prototype stuff, the current LMDH, the 963 was return laps. You've got prototype, new stuff that's not out yet. You've got tractor races, Porsche tractor races. Dwayne Wade was racing Patrick Long on a Porsche tractor.
D. Wade was on a Porsche tractor?
Yeah.
What the heck?
And Porsche decided to announce a very limited sports car at Rennsport Reunion 7.
What was that?
It is the Porsche 911 GT3R Rennsport is what they call it.
And this is it.
This is it, yes. And initial impressions, it's gorgeous.
It's very colorful.
Yeah, that's one of the 3 liveries you can get.
Okay.
They don't have pictures of the other 3 liveries, but there are 3 different liveries. But look at it.
It does look good.
Even as a non-Porsche guy, that you can't really dispute the fact that looks very good.
Yeah, I see the iconic wing in the back, right from
Yeah.
the older 911
Mm-hmm.
area. And it has some new front aero bits. It looks pretty cool.
Looks great. This is a track-only car. So this is a track-only sports car based off of the Porsche GT3R race car that we see racing in IMSA and will be seeing racing next year in the WEC, the WEC, right? So the World Endurance Championship and the International Motorsports Association. There's your acronyms for you. Sorry to get those out of the way. So this is based on that, except the body only shares 2 parts with the GT3R. The hood and the roof. All the other body panels are unique to this car. But underneath, it is mostly all GT3R out of IMSA.
It does look a lot like the IMSA race car. Even from the first photo, this photo to me, sure, the arrow's a bit over the top, but compared to what I see in most racing, yeah, it's the same thing.
It is pretty much that other people can, it's not just a race team can buy. Now, this does not conform to any BOP standards or balance of performance standards for anyone. So last time they did Rennsport Reunion, which happens only once every like 5-ish years, they released something called the Porsche 935, which was a track-only sports car that kind of like we talked about with like the Ferrari FXXK and all that, where it's more of just like an engineer's, just let them run wild with it.
Yep.
Let them just take what they got and just see what they can do with it. And that's what they did.
I love those kind of cars because they do show you like what the limit of performance for these things could be, and it's cool.
Yeah, they cranked up the horsepower from the standard IMSA car all the way up to 611 horsepower, or like almost 620. That's a lot of horsepower in that car.
That's a lot.
It weighs 2,700 pounds.
That's pretty light for this kind of race car. 600 horsepower, 2,700 pounds. Yeah, that's fast.
Yep. So it uses that 4.2 liter punched out, naturally aspirated, so no turbos involved.
Right.
Flat six, which revs up to 9,400 RPM, and it sounds glorious.
Sure, it does.
All of the clips I've seen of them ripping this around Laguna Seca have just been, just put that on loop.
Was it the deep or the high pitch RSR sound?
Nothing gets that loud anymore.
Yeah.
But it is that Porsche GT3 higher pitched buzz.
Good.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You see the placard. How many are they going to make?
77.
Only 77 of them.
Okay.
So it's pretty limited.
Do you think that's the right number?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah. I think the number is irrelevant as long as it's more than 50.
Yeah, and less than like
150.
200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greater than 50, less than 200 or 150, something like that. I think is a sweet spot, and I think this is within that.
Yeah, I don't know that there's that many people out there, more than like 250 people that would actually want to buy this. I think it is a very limited thing.
I bet there's probably worldwide 500.
Yeah.
But realistically, it's $1 million car.
Oh,
right?
I'm sure it's very expensive.
It's about $1 million, realistically.
So with that price point, you could definitely get not the GT3R, the race car, right?
Yeah.
Could you get that?
Yeah.
For $1 million?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the GT3R isn't limited to one of 77. It's however many Porsche Motorsport can pump out.
Right.
You can get. Right.
Right.
This is a limited thing. Now you'll notice this car is lacking something on the sides of it.
The mirrors.
Yeah.
Where'd the mirrors go?
It's got 3 cameras in the little scoops there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the little arrows. See the cameras?
I do.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's more arrowy.
It is.
Funnels more air into the right places.
It's not an EV, which is kind of interesting. But
it's all about air management.
Yeah, I think, I don't know for sure, but I'm sure if I was an engineer on a nice car, I would want them to remove the mirrors because it would get you better MPG, more efficiency, just like better overall.
Yeah.
There's no downside to it, except you couldn't see. But they got screens in the car and they're feeding video back and forth. Have you seen using the AI to like point an arrow over the car from the headlights? Yeah.
Yep.
That's super cool.
I've seen that when they get like the in cockpit at like the Nürburgring 24, something like that. And you see their screen and see it's like a little green arrow just boop, 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 boop.
It's always following the car in the mirrors. Yeah, that's neat. Yeah, this looks neat.
Yeah. Now that wing, that is fully functional with downforce. They actually had to add extra upright supports to support the amount of downforce, or else it would just cave in on itself.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of downforce.
That's a lot.
I love that so much.
And I know that those wings have like thousands of pounds of downforce going through them. But to cave that carbon means it's a lot.
Yeah, now something weird about this car is they actually specifically designed this car and tuned it to run on biofuel or e-fuel, like Porsche's new e-fuel stuff they're making. So kind of cool. Now, it can be ran on conventional gas as well, but it is also from factory tuned for that.
Interesting.
But really cool thing.
Yeah. Do you think we'll see one?
Yes.
You think so?
I think we'll see one if we go to a private track day at Sebring, if we go to like PCA club races at Sebring or Porsche Club of America. So, for example, right around the beginning of February-ish, I believe the Porsche Club of America does the 48 hours at Sebring, which is essentially nonstop racing for 2 days with a bunch of different classes. It's really neat. I would imagine we would see one or two of them there.
Okay. That sounds about right. These are very limited, only track cars. You're not going to see it at your local Cars and Coffee. It's going to be either a Rennsport or something very Porsche-specific track day event.
Very much so.
Yeah.
But it's gorgeous, and I missed out on it because I wasn't at Rennsport.
That's okay, buddy. You can go next time.
Mark my words, I will be there next time.
All right. So what do we got next?
We are going to talk about a car we've never heard of before.
That's rare.
Yes. So I'll ask you, have you heard of the Mullen GT?
Mullen. No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
No, I have not. The brand is called Mullen.
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 Mullen, yes.
Okay.
The Mullen GT.
What is the Mullen GT?
Well, that's a great question. Glad you asked. Because I'm still trying to figure it out.
Oh, good. I love these.
It's an electric sports car thing.
Okay.
It has roots coming from China.
All right. Okay.
Yep. So there's that. Yep. It's this.
They're a startup?
They are.
Okay. So Mullen, I'm sure, is the brand. GT is the car?
Yes, Mullen is the brand. They're going to make the GT, and then supposedly they'll end up making the GTRS, they call it, which I'm kind of feeling like that's like some... like, did they get an all clear from that previous brand we just talked about? Because that sounds very Porsche-ish.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, there are other cars. Is there another brand that says GTRS? I don't know.
No.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Not really. Yeah. I mean, they say GT, they say R, they say S. Maybe they even say RS, but they don't usually combine them all like a particular brand that we may know.
I guess it's not copyrighted by Porsche, which I'm kind of surprised about.
I guess if they put a 3 or a 2 in it or a 4, then yes, you'd be wrong. But
okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe they're big Porsche enthusiasts.
Maybe they are. Either way, this car, Mullen, they're trying to deliver cars by 2025-ish. So a year and a half, a year and change out.
Okay.
Yep. Initially, when Mullen was talking about this, that's their other car they're building, the 5. It's a sedan thing.
So they went from a GT to the 5?
It's a sedan thing.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah.
Odd naming. Sure.
Very. So when they first, I guess, announced that they were going to make the Mullen GT, they said it was going to be an EV supercar that would accelerate 0 to 60 in 1.95 seconds and, here's the big and, exceed 200 miles per hour.
Exceeding 200 in an EV is hard to do. The 1.90 to 60 is not... That's not possible. It's possible.
It's easy for electric cars.
I wouldn't call it easy, but yes, it's doable. 200? 200 is a different story.
So they've since backpedaled on that.
Yeah.
You know what they're claiming now?
No,
you're not going to guess.
Uh-oh.
They're claiming a 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds and a top speed of 125. That is so much slower than what they initially announced.
Wow. That's a big difference.
That's so much less.
Wow.
That's so much slower. It
that's almost half.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it's almost double the 0 to 60 and then cut in half the top speed. Okay. Chinese startup that has big ambitious claims but figures out that like, oh crap, making cars is kind of hard.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like.
It's going to do 200 miles an hour to 0 to 60 in less than 2 seconds, and we're getting down the line and we're going, we're kind of struggling to crack that 4.5 second to 60 mark, and 120-ish is looking kind of challenging right now here.
Yeah, and I also saw from this article, NASDAQ wants to delist Mullen stock for trading below the $1 limit. It's below 50 cents as of Friday, of this article being published. Oof. So... oof indeed. Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a lot of specs about this car, but Apparently, it's going to be, let's see, about the size and stance of an Acura NSX, that footprint. Let's take a look and see. It looks like it's going to say about 400 horsepower, which is not that much for an EV sports car. Because if you're an EV sports car, why does it not have 1,000? That's just what they kind of have to have. You'll get all-wheel drive, aluminum frame with carbon body panels and all-wheel drive with torque vectoring. And your battery will be a 78 kilowatt-hour T-shaped lithium-ion battery.
T-shaped? Interesting.
They're claiming 230 miles of range. And apparently, they're going to build this at an old AM General plant in Indiana.
AM General?
Yeah, like the AMCs.
Yeah, that's like, okay. That's old. Interesting. I'm assuming when they say T-shaped lithium-ion, they mean like the pack is laid out in a T?
That's what I'm understanding.
And like okay.
And
interesting.
It's fitting that they're going to build this at an old AM General plant in Indiana because its performance is about as much as one of those it was.
Yikes. Yeah, 230 miles of range, not the worst I've ever seen, but not great. And then the performance numbers. How do you only get 400 horsepower out of an EV?
I don't know.
That's like
I don't know.
Specifically designed to go fast.
It's slippery looking. It's supposed to go fast.
Huh.
I don't understand this.
All right.
You can reserve one for $1,000 right now. Apparently, this is where it gets even better. It's going to be $150,000.
What? Why?
Okay. Compose myself here. All right. You're going to spend $150,000 to do 0 to 60 in about the same time as a modern Golf GTI.
Yeah. And have 230 miles of range and,
yeah. I'm not a mathematician, but I don't think this is adding up correctly to $150,000.
No, this ain't it, Chief.
No.
It should be like a $70,000 car, if that.
$58,000 car is kind of where I would go with it.
That should be like a lot cheaper.
This should compete with the Nissan Z.
Yeah.
This should be the electric competitor to the Nissan Z.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's got about the same horsepower. It's roughly-ish the same size.
Mm-hmm.
Like Supra, Z. Like that is where this should be fitting in. Not with like a Porsche 911.
No.
Or what?
We're not in the same ballpark. And they have a ballpark as their background profile photo.
They're not playing the same game at all.
No.
I'm not very hopeful for Mullen in the GT.
I'm all about ambitious startups to like move forward and like create cool stuff. But this doesn't seem it to me. No.
I'm not very hopeful for Mullen.
I'm not super thrilled about it either. So, never heard of him though.
Yeah, me neither. That's why I figured we'd talk about it.
Yeah, neat.
So let's move on to a company we have heard of. How about Honda? You've heard of that company?
Oh, I've heard of Honda.
I'm sure you have. So Honda, they are getting back into the EV game.
Okay.
So
really,
you remember they had the Honda Clarity EV?
Yes.
It sucked.
Yes.
They only offered it in like Oregon or somewhere northwest.
Probably California is my guess.
California and Oregon.
Yeah.
And it had a range of like 90 miles or something.
Did you ever see one here?
No.
I don't think I ever saw one either.
Because they're horrible.
Yeah. Okay.
But they're getting back into the EV game with the Honda Prologue.
The Honda Prologue.
Except I feel like we're talking about the WEC.
Yeah.
Prologue before the season. But
what kind of?
I digress.
Okay.
It's this thing. It's a thing. Look at it.
Yeah.
And it's not ugly.
No, it's not terribly ugly. It's a small SUV. Okay.
It's an EV that doesn't really look like an EV.
No, I do agree.
Which is good.
They didn't go all out and make it look different because why? Why? I don't know why EVs do that, but they always do.
Yeah. EVs seem to always do that where they just make it go, this is an EV, so make it look so much more not like a regular car that no one's going to want to buy it.
Right. Huh.
Just like the Acura ZDX we talked about a couple weeks ago, this is going to use that same GM Ultium platform.
Yeah. Okay.
But Acura, Honda, same company.
Yep.
I imagine this is just the Acura ZDX with a Honda body on it.
It's going to be the same skateboard, motors, engines, coolant system, yada, 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 with the Honda badge on the top and some other interior bits that are a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So you'll either get a single motor front-wheel drive setup, or you'll get dual motor all-wheel drive.
Okay.
The dual motor is going to give you 288 horsepower and 333 pound-feet of torque. Let's see. They haven't given you, specs for the lower stuff, but based on what the Chevy Equinox EV is doing, which is essentially the same thing, we can estimate that the Prologue, the base trim, is going to be 210 horsepower and 243 torques-ish.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's fine.
You'll get that 85 kilowatt-hour battery pack, and the front-wheel drive version will get you a maximum range of close to 300 miles. Now, they haven't given a range for the top tier, but again, based upon the Chevy Equinox EV, you'll probably get close to 280 for the top tier.
I think 300 is a good mark if they can actually hit it. I'll be a little surprised if they can hit it this early in their EV development. Sure, GM has been doing their Ultium stuff for a while, but we still know that's not like the top of the line EV platform at the moment. Nobody can really touch Tesla at the moment. But this is a good starting point, I will say, for a brand who has not been in the EV game for a while to come out with an EV that looks decent to our eyes and has like okay enough range that it would do no problem driving around day to day as long as you charge it overnight. Seems okay.
Yeah, this is, again, they didn't make it look so exotically different that like grandma is going to look at this and go, I don't even know what this is.
Right.
You still got to be able to recognize it like as a car. And I think this is recognizable as a car. There is no official price tag listed yet, but estimate it to start somewhere in the 40 to 50,000 range.
Okay.
It's a midsize. It's not small. So
Right.
It's a midsize. So
what would be a competitor to this on the ICE side? The RAV4, the Pilot?
no, the not the RAV4, the 4Runner, I think.
I think it's a little bigger than a RAV4.
Yeah, I think this is kind of like just smaller than a Pilot.
How much is a Pilot going for right now? Are they like
40, depending on the trim. Yeah.
Close to that, right?
Nothing is cheap now, Derek.
I know.
Like, every time you see one of the good old boys driving around in like an F-150 or a Dodge Ram, they spent like $60,000 to $70,000 on that damn thing.
I don't understand.
And I feel like I see them everywhere, but it's like, that's a $70,000 truck. That's an $80,000 truck. What is going on?
I don't know, dude. So I think that this is actually in about the right price point. It might be, I think 50 is a little high, but 40 is about right.
Yeah, if this comes in closer to 40, I think it could work.
Yeah. And as far as like the people who are going to drive this, if you're just day to day, bring the kids to school, home, soccer practice, like groceries, 200 and 300 miles, somewhere in there, is like enough. It's fine.
Yeah.
As long as you're not road tripping, it's fine.
That's the problem, though. In the Pilot, you can just simply decide, like, oh, we're going to go on a road trip this weekend, so see ya. You can't really do that in this.
You can. You just got to plan it out better, and like it's going to take longer.
It takes the spontaneity out of it.
It will be a worse experience for sure. Yeah. Because I saw in one of these, they had said that like you can charge from, I think it was 0 to 60% in like 10 minutes or something like that. I don't know.
It was, the figure was that you could get
85 miles.
65 miles in 10 minutes.
Yeah. I'm sure that's from like a very close to dead battery, because the less juice you have in it, the faster it fills up, yada yada. But yes, initially it will peak charge at a very fast rate, and then Do you like it?
I don't hate it. I still think when Honda and Acura decided to go to Chevy for their EV stuff, I still think that doesn't really spell success.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish them the best, but
okay,
like I'm gonna go to a deli for like our fresh caught Maine lobster. Like, it's just the wrong place to get the thing that you need.
Let me pose you this question: would you get this over a Model Y?
See, if I'm voting aesthetically, 1,000% more yes.
Okay.
Because it, to me, looks
like a car.
Infinitely better than the Model. Exactly. Like a car, whereas the Model Y just looks like this weird thing that I don't really understand, an enigma, right?
It's a California thing.
Yeah, I'm very much not California.
Yes.
I don't know if they'd let me in that state. Okay. Based on facts and figures, I can't say that I would. So, all right, let me put two different hats on. Hat one, I am a mom of 2 kids, and all I do is take the kids to school and back and stuff. Yep, I do this over the Model Y.
Okay.
If I'm wearing the hat of me personally, not a chance. It has the GM Ultium platform, whereas Tesla's is just superior in every single way, shape, and form. So if I actually care about the tech and being able to charge it when I go places and like understanding the powertrain, no chance would I buy it.
Yep.
But if that's not what I care about, then of course I would buy it.
If you can daily charge it, it's great. If you can't, go Tesla. Because you're charging infrastructure, network, the whole situation about it, like even how you like pay and go back and forth, and the ease of use is way better than theirs right now.
Yep.
So yeah, I do like the direction they're moving, but it needs to be slightly better. It needs like the 350 miles of range, and hopefully
and
they
to
can
not go to GM for their batteries.
There's that, and hopefully they can keep the price relatively similar to where it is, but that's probably asking a lot.
Yeah, I'm worried about that.
Yeah,
I'm worried it'll be 55 by the time we see it, and it's going, oh, that's expensive for me.
which is just a car industry problem right now anyway.
It's true.
Yeah.
True.
Neat.
So yeah, that's all I've got for you. Do you have anything else for episode 275?
I do not.
In that case, that's going to wrap us up. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, leave a thumbs up, and drop a comment on the video. If you were watching, what do you think about the Honda Prologue? Like it? Love it? Think it's going to fail? Flop? What do you think? And if you're listening on audio only, send us those thoughts via social. Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is We Are Auto _. YouTube is We Are Auto. And our website is weareauto.io. So, thanks again. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.